work I'm an artist and designer. So I'm going to be showing.
Right, next one.
Ready for the next one?
Your presentation is on Great.
It should be already on there. It's been copied, I believe.
Susanne, Swaniker, and Katrin. So we can have around half an hour allotment.
Yes.
40 seconds. Yes. Oh, sorry. Very sorry. Susanne? I want to just confirm. So you'll be speaking on the art of getting more from your finance team.
Is this the one?
It is, yes. Okay, so we just come here and we just start with the first one, so that it's looking just like that. Okay, just leave it like that now. Ready for this here? Yeah, but I don't want to go to this one. I just and then it just needs to go play. Yeah. No, we need to go to
Icelandic Nature document. Audience? Audio?
बल्ले बल्ले हम तो हैं क्या हमें तो हाँ तो बल्ले बल्ले करते हैं तो और क्या अरे क्या हो रहा है यार सीरियसली मैं ये तो सोच रही हूँ मैं भी tell me Susanne, this is a blessing in this life मेरे को ना बहुत लोग पूछ रहे थे so have you planned for the come
मैंने बिल्कुल करना है
मैंने कुछ तैयारी नहीं
मैंने ना सुनता हूँ निकल जाओ उसके पास
Message you do? Orange change?
Yes. अब सपना का मालूम
जो सुबह से मेरे साथ लोग थे they are not there at all. somewhere
मैं उसके रहने वाला और
वो मुझसे बिल्कुल लास्ट में
तो मैं सुनने के लिए बैठूंगी
अगर कोई हो जाए तो फायदा क्या
सच में मुझे भी बोला था स्पीकर के लिए मैंने कोई आइडिया नहीं तो मैंने हाँ बोला है ना मैं जस्ट वॉलंटियर बन सकती हूँ आपको भी बहुत अच्छा है कि आपको माइक
clients
yes please come
come
attend
I'm giving a talk.
Yeah, you should.
This is not my card.
Oh, no, that's not. Yeah, please have a seat.
Yes, please come.
Please come, please come.
Yeah, this is it.
Hey, okay, I'll say to the Icelanders that you are here.
Yeah.
Actually, people have broken off of the compliments on this particular.
Það búið að segja svo að þú var ekki fyrir að eftir. Klokkan 4:45.
No.
Jó.
Okay, so they've been told that I'm not on 5.
No, it's at 3:30.
Okay, then we got the wrong information.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where can this?
You can sit at any table.
Okay. So is it here?
Any table that you're comfortable with.
Ah, that was kind of you.
Just
Was het gewoon aan? En je dat kan? Dat was hier gewoon. Katrin, ik ga ik je met. Heb je er al zo? Dat was dit aan achterom.
Ja.
Zo gaat hij zo dan.
Nee.
Zo is die pika, hè? Die pika is al wat verder blijven. Zo dat is het nog. Zo wat daar kan we nog wel liggen.
No, okay, ja. Ja, ég veit ekki hvað það var fáið.
Nei, býtu bara. Ég spýr þetta rólega.
the session is over now.
It's over.
Yes, they have just gone outside.
Yeah, thank you. मैं उसको दाएं बोला ना तो फिर बाद में हमने हो गया पक्का हाँ मैं बस देख के वापस आ रहा हूँ अभी बस गायब हो जाए लोग जानने को नहीं छोड़ के जा रहे ना मुन्ना ना जल्दी आना
Come on in. Come on in. I don't know why. Where is the misunderstanding?
Actually,
I don't know.
So let's rewrite a bit. Well, I will. Well, yeah. I mean, he said that everything takes the 4:45. Also, so there's a problem with timing. No, I'm fine. Yeah. We're about to start. This is like gathering the cats.
2 big hands spread around the mouth. So I can see it was probably like this. Okay, so I'm waiting for that one more time. I know. That's because he's trying to get in touch with them. Be careful. So you're going to do Icelandic. There are 5 famous publics. Yes, let's start. Yeah.
I think that there's been a misunderstanding.
Yes, it's there.
Could we bring the lights actually? Lower the lights. Could we have like
लाइट स्टॉप कर देना उनके लिए Sushmita.
Second, third. Second, third. Second or third. What about Pushpa?
Yeah, that's nice. Yes. That's good enough. Okay. Yeah.
Wait.
Well, so come in, please. Okay.
Yeah.
Hi everybody, this is Sushmita Nanivlikar. I'm from Mumbai. I've come to attend this conference and today I will be presenting the session on Icelandic Nature taught me creative thinking and finance transformation. So our first speaker for the day is Katrin Olina. Please give a warm welcome to her. May I tell her to please come on the stage? Okay, I'll just hand over to her. She'll have a brief introduction. Please, Katrin.
Okay. So, well, I'm just going to start straight away. Okay. It's very nice to see you all. Do you hear me, or should I?
Yes.
Maybe I should just. I don't need this or what.
You need that for the...
No.
Oh, okay. Okay. So here we go. Let me just see how this works. All right. Tunglið, taktu mig og berðu mig upp til skýja. Hugurinn ber mig hálfa leið í heimana nýja. Mun þar vera margt að sjá, mörgu hefur sagt mér frá, þegar þú leiðst loftin blá og leist til mín breiðum skjá. Hello everyone. This was Icelandic, and these words were from a poetry by my great grandmother, who was born in Iceland in 1864. My name is Katrin Olina, and today I want to share some of my work and talk about my world, what I'm doing, where I'm heading. I come from Iceland, and Iceland is a volcanic island in the North Atlantic Ocean, the Arctic Ocean. It's often called the land of fire and ice because of its many glaciers and its volcanic activity. It's also called the land of contrasts. Growing up in a country where eruptions happen on average every 10 years, this has taught me something about not only nature, but also about creativity. It's taught me that nature never ceases to create, and that creativity usually comes from within and is expressed from within on the outside in the physical world. Nature has taught me resilience and patience. Look at this blanket of moss that covers most of the ancient lava fields in Iceland. It takes about 200 years for moss to grow maybe 15, 20 centimeters. So Icelandic nature has taught me resilience and patience, but also taught me that everything is connected. I've learned through discovering nature that, to use my senses to understand and explore the world. And but when you're in the presence of such large, vast spaces as in the nature as we have in Iceland, you also get this sense of the poetic dimension. In fact, it's somehow woven into the Icelandic landscape. Iceland has taught me to be strong and independent, but Iceland has also instilled in me the desire to travel and get to know other cultures and travel and get to know other natures around the world. It's also taught me that no one is an island. We're all connected and we're all we're all part of the same continent, and that the creative dialogue happens, you know, when you share things and when you co-create. And so I've been lucky to live and work around the world for the past 25 years. This is my great-grandmother, whose poetry I was citing at the beginning of the talk. She was born, she was a poet, she was an activist, feminist, and a mother of 12 amazing children. So she, I think a lot about my ancestors, and I owe everything to them. And she loved the oral poetry tradition, and she wrote in the rhymes, you know. She mostly wrote her poetry to entertain her many children. And later on they were published in books and have entertained and delighted us ever since. But her poetry was mostly, it was a lot about this poetic, this dimension, these kind of other worlds and journeys to other worlds, journeys to the moon and the stars. And they were about the folklore of Iceland, of the north. They were about shape-shifting animals and so on. And I like to think that somehow her poetry is sort of present in my own DNA. This other lady, she is my great-grandmother on my mother's side. When this picture was taken, she was a 29-year-old mother and a farmer living with her husband in a small farm in the west of Iceland, where this daughter is. In this picture, she is wearing the typical Icelandic costume, which was a knitted woolen jacket and a woolen skirt with this tail cap. This was developed as some kind of a hybrid between the men and the women clothing for more comfortable working clothing. My great-grandmother, she was a master knitter, and she could turn any material that came into her hands into a piece of art. I like to think that her eye for beauty and proportion is somehow knitted into my own DNA. I've worked as a designer for the past 25 years. Design is often, we often think of design as a way to create solution to problems. But there is also that poetic dimension and the arts that is related to design. And in my work, I like to open a gate into that poetic dimension and work with that space. And I want to show you some of my projects from the past and then a project that I'm working on currently. This is one of my first pieces. This is from 2001 at a London Design Festival. And this is a wall that was carved in a material that's sort of a high-tech material with technology. And the artwork is maybe it's kind of, to me, it's maybe a Nordic fairy tale, but it's also perhaps that moss scene from Iceland. And the trees that you see in front, they were props at that time. So this was in 2001. And later on, this company from Sweden came and they asked if they could produce the tree as a coat stand. And now they produce it ever since and they distribute it around the world. But artists, our job is kind of to work with this, we work with memory a lot, you know. So I think that our job is often to remind people of something that they already know, but they tend to forget. So it's kind of funny that I developed this tree. It was just a quick sketch, but I've always, since I was a child, had this memory of trees. And coming from Iceland, where trees are kind of rare and it's difficult for trees to grow, it's kind of funny that I developed this project that became very popular in Scandinavia. I worked with computers for 25 years, ever since they kind of became popular. I see the computer screen and the computer as huge, gigantic canvases, and perhaps windows, doors into other worlds, let's say. My job as a creative person is to travel through that door and to explore what is there and to bring it back into the physical world and to translate it for people. So this was a project in Hong Kong in 2008, and it's a bar that has this. It's covered in this artwork from, well, everywhere, galvanized. Maybe you know this writer and mythologist called Joseph Campbell. He said something nice about artists. He said, artists are magical helpers. They, through evoking symbols and motives, they speak to our deeper selves, and they can help us along the journey, or along our heroic journeys by evoking these symbols. And I quite like that. Now I want to show you my latest project, Primitiva. In 2014, I was invited as a guest researcher into a platform in Helsinki, Aalto University, that specializes in 3D printing and technology. So when I came there, I started to work with softwares that are used in architecture and in gaming. And my idea was to see if I could develop a language of shapes. I brought this visual unit, and I wanted to see if I could what I could create with this one thing. So this became the building block of a language of shapes that I'm working with now. I was inspired by nature, of course. We always are when we come from Iceland. And I was inspired by sort of these self-replicating processes in nature and mathematics. And the exercise was to see what kind of diversity in shapes and forms and structures I could create just with that. At the same time, I've always been very interested in the human dimension and in the symbolism and the archetypes. And I wanted to see if I could somehow, with these structures, create architecture around these very abstract ideas that can be ideas like courage and love and acceptance, transformation, and so on. So I started to create a method, for both, like to assembling these two things, the ideas, the philosophy, and the structures. And I had to work like a taxonomist, distinguishing between different themes, human themes and archetypes. And I built a system that's sort of that's kind of like draws on biology, and I divided these human themes into kingdoms and families and tribes. Kingdom, tribes, and individuals. Sorry.
That's really
and
wow. That's really impressive. Can we go back to here? How did you come up with it?
So, okay, so can we ask the questions later on? Okay, so let me get just through this, and then I have a book that shows the structures and everything. But basically, what happened was that I grew this. So I assembled the ideas and the structures into this collection of 40 different shapes, and they're all made with that one unit, okay, the Primitiva unit. And while I was doing this, I was, of course, at this platform. These are all 3D printers, and I was printing out and experimenting, and along came a company in Finland called Kalevala Korru. They are the largest jewelry manufacturer in Northern Europe. And they said, okay, we want to help you to make the prototypes. And so, very good, because with the 3D printing, we can only print out in plastic, So they came along, And we formed a partnership, so they became the production partner. And what happens is that I create my structure, I send my file to Kalevala Korru, they print it out in wax, yeah? And then they create a mold in gypsum around this wax model. They put the gypsum into an oven and they steam out the wax, and then they pour in the metal. In this case, it's bronze, and we decided, because I love bronze, I think it's a very earthy material and I like it. And so the objects, they are created on, and they are produced on demand, which means that when they finish casting one piece, they break a mold. And this allows me to develop the language of shapes forever. So if you see what I mean, I could go bespoke and, to create specific special editions and so on. I wrote this book, Primitiva, Book of Talismans, and it is a guide to the collection, and it is a book of ideas. And and here are some images. So they have this. So they're cast in bronze, and the Primitiva, these talismans, they are jewelry, but they are more than jewelry. They are some kind of a language that I am still understanding, because when I created them, it was just I was like a vessel for bringing them into this world. So they sort of they remind us of fossils from like very ancient nature. They're like old artifacts. They are like maybe something from the future. They are some kind of power objects, and they are basically, so they're designed to connect to a desire or an idea or like a focus that we want to bring into our own being. And so that is they're kind of, I call them objects of awareness. This one, for instance, this one is called roots, and we all know how important it is to nurture our roots. And healthy roots grow strong individuals. This one here was supposed to be a little animation, probably not working. This one is actually, this one is called Love, but I can show you later. We are the fragments, the smell, the people, the places, the words that make up our lives. We are our memories, and this one here is called memory. This one here is called courage, and it's the sun itself. It's based on the sun, and it sort of like reminds the people to recognize the warrior in themselves and to harness their passions so that they may work for them and not against them. In this way, their fortitude will shine forth like the sun. So basically, that was just a little glimpse of the project. What I'm doing now is that my desire, my dream is to build it into a little brand. And a brand that is rooted in the north, but also has this sense of the universal wellness philosophy. So I already have a website, and I'm selling the object through the website. I'm hopefully going to be developing that website much further in the coming months. Packaging is on its way, and I have been traveling for now since August last year. I packed my bags and I went on a journey with a collection of primitivas in my bag, and the journey has led me today. I've been living out of a suitcase for the past nine months or more, and the whole idea of this journey is just to present the project to people and to bring it into the world and to see what the response is and how I can take it forward. And I'm actually sort of like hoping that somebody comes along that wants to join the Primitiva sort of adventure and help me take this further. And so this is my website, the website primitiva.fi. I have another website where you can see my other work, and I'm on Facebook and Instagram and all of that business. Anyways, basically, I'm going to show the collection tomorrow in room 2, number 2, and that's at 4:45.
Yes, it's at 4:45 tomorrow, 11 May, and the number is 147. Room number 2.
It's room number 2. It's very easy. Yes. So I'll be having if you want to see the
So if you want to
objects.
see the collection, please visit.
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you, Katrin. Those collections were real wonderful. I'm a creative person as well, so I've fallen in love with those designs, so I'm going to really visit that tomorrow at room 2. Okay, thank you. Now we come to the next speaker. Okay, who wants money? Who wants money? Any hands? Everybody wants money. Yes, without money we cannot survive. So, yes, money hai to honey hai. That is what we speak here in India. So let's understand more about how to have more and more money. We have a wonderful speaker coming up called Susanne Swaniker Tettey. Okay? Okay, please welcome her with a round of applause.
Good afternoon, everyone. As she's already said, my name is Susanne Swaniker Tettey, and originally from Ghana, but I live in Botswana. That's my mother and my sister, and my sisters come from Botswana and Ghana, and my mom is from Botswana. After that wonderful creative speech, you might find money a little bit boring, but I think I'd like to talk to you about how we can actually learn to work with it. I think one of the questions that a lot of people ask is, how do we actually do it? And finance is actually a very important part of the business. And in fact, if you look at the different functions, you've got marketing, operations, and it's a basic management skill that you need to have. A lot of business owners, when they start up, actually don't know how to manage the financial aspects. And you'll find that generally there are 3 ways that an entrepreneur will start up with looking at their business. The first, you start off with a cash-based business, and it's just learning how to make simple profit. Secondly, you can actually become a finance person by learning on the job as you go on. And then lastly, you'll find that it's trial and error. You start by making losses, and then you realize that I need to learn more about my business. So why can't we just get a finance person to do it for us? And I think that's a lot of questions that people ask. And my mother is like one of them. She keeps on saying, but why can't you tell me what to do? And the thing is, I can't tell you what to do because you know your business better. A finance person typically there are 4 different types. You'll find the first is an auditor. They only know how to look at historical numbers. The second one is a controller, financial controller. They only know how to control. Then you get the tax people. They're the tax experts. They'll tell you what you need to do to minimize your tax or to avoid tax. And then you find they're the last group of people who help you to raise money for your business. Those are the fund managers and so on and so forth. What we find is, as finance people, generally you don't have all the skills. But for an entrepreneur, you need somebody who has all the skills. Doing it on a small scale basis. So it's actually a myth to try and find a finance person to work with you if you're an entrepreneur. And I think that's the biggest problem that you have when you're starting off your business. Because you want this one person who can help you to do all these things, but for little money. Because you don't have the money to pay them. So you've got a problem, but you don't have the money to pay for it, and you don't have a person who can do it. So that's what I want to talk to you about today. To say, how can you actually do that as an entrepreneur? And you'll find that you basically have to do it yourself. That's unfortunately the answer. Because nobody's going to do it for you. So how do you do it? My first suggestion is practice, and it's trial and error. So if you can understand the basics of buying for $100, you know you can add another 50 and sell it for 150, and you have a profit of 50, and you can understand that you've made a profit of 50. That's one step. You're in the right direction, you should be in business. If you can't understand that, don't attempt to go into business. So assuming now that you know that you can make profits, okay. So what's the next step? You start making your profits, and then you find that you need to grow. So now you start by maybe building a factory, you start by employing people, but then how do you know how much to pay them? How do you know how to cost your products? How do you know what's costing you to actually manufacture these products? The answer is you need to know your business. You can't expect your finance person to do it for you. As an entrepreneur, you need to understand the step-by-step processes in your business. And you can then teach the finance person to help you to report. It's difficult for a finance person to give you numbers, because those numbers are just reports. But you need numbers you can use. It's the reporting of the numbers that is important. It's not the numbers. So I can, as a finance person, take 1 and 2 and tell you it's 2. 1 and 1 and tell you it's 2. But the question is, in between that, how did you get to the 2? Maybe you've lost some. Maybe you gained some. Maybe you should have had 11. How do you know the 2 shouldn't be more? So if you as an entrepreneur, if you don't know your business, you will not be able to get the right financial reports. So let's assume you're making a business plan. Okay? What are some of the things you're going to start with? The first, you need a startup budget. You need to go to the bank if you're looking for a loan and motivate for them to finance you. I can't put a business plan together for you if you don't know where you are going. You need to tell me where you want to go, and then, only then can I interpret that and add some numbers to it. So for example, you say to me, I want to grow this business in 5 years' time. The trick here is underestimate your income and overestimate your expenses. Why do I say that? First of all, in a business plan, we always forget how much everything costs us. We assume that we know what we're going to do. As we start growing, then you start realizing, I forgot this, I forgot that, I forgot this. Or you start realizing that, oh, I need more people. And if you haven't built in that fact in your business plan, that's where you start going wrong. So the number one rule when you're doing a business plan for a startup, underestimate your income, overestimate your expenses. Secondly, look at your profit and loss statement. Now, anybody that you speak to say, can you invest in my business, wants to know, what am I going to get out? You can only do this if you have managed to put together a forecast income statement. How do we do that? You need to know, year one, what am I going to do? How am I going to raise income? What are the different business lines that's going to bring in money? And then put that down. The next step is to understand what makes that and how is it going to make that money. Then you put your costs together. Look at it year by year, and then that's how you'll be able to understand what it's actually going to take you each year. Understand how many people you need to bring in. You also need to know at what point am I going to continue or when am I going to stop. We call that a break-even point. We all know that when you start up, you're going to start up making losses. But you need to know, is this going to be a bottomless pit? How long can I afford to carry on not making money? So understand your break-even point. Understand the point at which you start to make money. That gives you an idea of how long you need to go on for. If you realize that I'm going on past this point and I'm still making losses, maybe it's time to cut your losses. So you need to understand what it means when we say break-even point. And it's only by now putting that together and translating your story to your finance person that the finance person can help to put that together for you. But if you don't know your story, we can't help you to put together the numbers. So it's understanding and helping us to help you to understand the numbers. Okay. What else do we talk about? We talk about the cash flow. That cash flow statement is very important. We say cash is king. Now, cash is king. If you're making profits, but you don't have the money, you can't pay for it. So when you start off a business, you have to be frugal. You have to save money. You have to cut your costs. You can't start off a business and expect that you're going to have a huge marketing plan and you're going to have a huge launch and you invite the president of this and the president of that to attend when you don't even have cash. So it's understanding your cash flow, managing that cash, and saving the cash. Forget even the profit, is managing the cash. So cash is king when you're starting a business. Now we've got a cash flow statement. But then the finance person puts this number in front of you. And you want to understand, what does it actually mean? How do they get this cash flow? Generally, as finance people, what we do is we look at 2 years balance sheet. And we look at the movement between 1 year and another. And that's how we estimate your cash flow. So unfortunately, if the balance sheet is wrong, your cash flow is also going to be wrong. Okay? And if your profit and loss is also wrong, your balance sheet is going to be wrong and your cash flow will be wrong. It's unfortunately a very vicious cycle. And that's how financial reporting can go wrong, because all the numbers are linked. So, how do we now make sure that you as an entrepreneur, if you start off, you first of all understand your business and are getting the right numbers? My recommendation, let's go with technology. There is so much out there right now. You don't need a very good accountant to help you start. You need to use technology. There are simple banks that allow you to download, for example, your bank statement into a format which you can record all your transactions from the bank. You can have somebody who captures all your cash payments, which you can upload onto this Excel spreadsheet. you can have simple simple accounting systems that can help you to start. The issue is not getting an accountant. The issue is getting things recorded, making sure that things are done accurately, so that you can spend more time analyzing those numbers. What we do wrong is that we spend more time trying to capture the numbers. So you bring in a bookkeeper and you say, can you capture that number for me? This person sits there all the time, capturing numbers, and they don't spend any time helping you to understand that. At the end of the month, they give you those numbers. Whether it makes sense, doesn't make sense, they start the next month. You have no time to actually sit with the person to understand whether it's right, whether it's wrong. So let's make use of technology to make sure that you eliminate the time being spent capturing numbers, so that you spend more time analyzing those numbers, and you as an owner, business owner, or entrepreneur, or manager in any organization can understand what is actually going on. It's not the accounts that matter. It's the reports out of that and you understanding that. But nobody can do it for you. Nobody. You need to do it for yourself as you own that business. It's like you asking somebody to spend your money for you. Nobody can do that for you. Or rather, you don't want anybody to do that for you. But why do you want them to do your accounts for you if you don't understand that? Now, the last thing that I would recommend that you also do. In your business, make sure that you understand what we call the financial ratios. There are a few types of financial ratios. And these are the things that you should be able to question your finance person. Profitability ratios. What does it mean to be profitable? What are the ratios I should be looking at? Turnover ratios. Asset turnover ratios. What does it mean? It means how many times you turn your assets over. For example, if you're buying stock and selling and buying and selling and buying and selling, the more you buy and sell, the more you're going to make more money. But if that stock is lying there, you're not making money. So by understanding how many times you're turning that stock, as a simple ratio, will give you an understanding of how much money you're making, or how much money you should be making. And then you can compare it with what you are making to say, am I doing something right, or am I doing something wrong? You also need to understand things like your market value. If you want to sell that business, and most people that go into business either go into business so that the business grows, so that they can sell it, or they can bring in more investors. So you need to grow your business. You need to understand the value of that business. How do you understand the value of that business? Okay, you need to be able to look at what we call your valuation ratios. So you need to understand from your accountant, what does my business actually mean? How much is it worth? You need to be able to understand that business, because that's an asset. When you buy a house, you know what the house is worth. But here's a business, you're putting money in it every day. Your time is money. You're spending a lot of your time in that business, yet you don't know what the business is worth. You've got this asset, and you say, no, I've got a small business. That small business is worth money. What does it mean? I don't know. If I ask any of you entrepreneurs here, do you know the value of your business? I'm sure most of you don't. Understand what that business means to you. Understand the value of that business. That's how you know if you're growing or not. That's how you know, can I bring in a partner? if this business is worth money, maybe somebody is willing to invest in me. So I can take some of my capital out and maybe start something else. Understand the value of that business. So to summarize, my points here is 1, understand your business. 2, try and move your finance people away from just recording transactions to helping you to analyze and understand your business. Make sure that information is accurate. Make sure that it's consistent. And what I mean by this? If you're not a finance person, but you start to understand that every month I'm spending 1,000 on rent. If the next month the accountant has put 2,000, you can question it and say, why did you put 2,000 this month? So if the numbers and the formatting and the reporting is consistent, it allows you to question what is being put down. Your finance team needs to be part of the business. We have a tendency sometimes as business owners of keeping information to ourselves. We say, it's my business. Why should I tell you? But if you don't tell me, how do I help you? I'm supposed to be your trusted business partner. So help me to help you. Give me information. Don't give me half information, because I cannot help you with half information. Also, spend more time discussing those numbers with them. Then, like I say, technology. Invest in technology. It's not the people that give you the right answers, but it's ensuring that your processes are automated. There's so much out there, so many new apps being developed every day. It's just making sure you find the right one and take advantage of it. Let's move away from the old school of doing things manually. Automate your business processes and you'll start to understand things along the way. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Susanne. I think after going from here, I'm going to get my finances in place, that's for sure. Okay, any questions from the audience? Yes. It's funny, she's my sister and she's an accountant, and I am the entrepreneur. Okay. My background is art, as a designer. And I think as creative people, we shy away from numbers. I have learned the hard way because I have a sister who understands finance, but like you said, we just don't want to hear figures. And everything she's saying is very true, because I started off as a small business, but now it's a big production company. I have about 40 artisans, and we're churning out a lot of money. I had to go back to school to learn finance for non-finance people and just try and understand your business. Because like she said, if you don't understand your business, then you have no business going to business. So I had finance people who were stealing from me. I didn't know how to cost. I mean, I had no business going to business. But somehow the business was growing, so I was doing something right. And I think as women, we just generally know how to manage money. And that is what kept us going. But my question to you as a finance person, finance people to get sensitive when you start asking questions, because we use a lot of software now, so I was able to understand the reports. And I questioned him. He said to me that, oh, you are the one who's gone to school now, so all of a sudden now you're the accountant. And I thought, how disrespectful. So I fired 2 accountants, because as a woman, oh, you're a woman, you're not supposed to understand figures, now you're challenging me. So that's the challenge we're having now. Because now they think you have a mouth on you, and you know too much. But I think as a business person, you should be able to question the accountant. And it's their responsibility not to take offense, but to embrace the questions and to, because like you said, it's a partnership.
Because
it's our money.
Exactly.
Yes.
So, any further questions for Katrin?
Yes.
I have a question.
For her? Yeah.
Sure.
So, I enter my data, the account enters it in a software called Tally. Now, I have an issue because I have an organic foods company. Now, so the accountant is very busy and she also manages other businesses and she's a consultant. So, यार इतनी photo लगे मत लो please. अरे please यार. So essentially, like there are so many, things. Like, how do I actually keep track? Because I have to ask her all the time. Have you entered it right in the Tally? And should I actually also maintain a Word document, like an Excel sheet myself? Because we do a lot of buying and selling every day. Should I maintain an Excel sheet myself to actually see the numbers? Or is
So basically, is that a trust issue with your this thing?
No,
or
she
is
doesn't
it you
have
want to
time.
counter check everything, whatever you are doing?
no, but because sometimes she doesn't enter it properly, so that's also an issue.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
she
So,
yeah.
so
In
you
Tally,
know
what my understanding is, you can actually have a dual view. So if she's not working out of your office,
Yeah.
and she's working out of her own office,
Yeah.
so then you can still check the accounts for your particular thing. Okay,
On my
but-
computer.
Yeah. But the only thing is, technically, her system needs to be on.
How do I check it if I don't have the software on my computer?
Okay, the thing is, it first of all, data entry is not accounting. Okay? It's very easy for you to try and get, to be able to capture the information. If that accountant doesn't have time for you, my recommendation is try and get somebody who is just doing data entry so that they capture the information regularly. The accountant should then come in to check what they are doing. There's no point in you now chasing after somebody who doesn't have time for you. But if you can get, even when I started off where I'm working right now, didn't have a full finance team, but we got the PA to capture data every day. And it was just saying to the person, this is how we do it. This must be captured into here, this must be captured into that, this must be captured into that. So we trained the the personal assistant to just capture the information every day so that it doesn't build up. Then on a weekly basis or 2 weekly, the accountant can check that what has been done is accurate. And because it's a simple system, you can actually pull out the reports regularly yourself. So try and understand how to get the reports. One of the things you need to always check is your bank account in the system. And make sure that that has been reconciled to the bank statement. The cash book, make sure it's been reconciled. That they shouldn't fail. That should be done every month. If you have a system where you can even download the bank statement weekly, do it. That is, if you understand that that has been reconciled, that's 90% of ensuring that your accounts are being done correctly. The rest you can do monthly.
So, my question was also fine. I do the tally thing. Should I also maintain my own tally, personal tally, on an Excel sheet?
No, you don't need to.
Yeah.
You don't need to. What you need to understand is how to get the reports out of Tally so that you understand what they're doing. But just get somebody to, the same way you can capture that on an Excel spreadsheet, get somebody to capture it directly into Tally. And then you can get the information anytime you need it. don't allow it to fall behind, because now you're having to get an Excel spreadsheet because nobody's putting it into Tally for you. So you're trying to do what should be done electronically, manually. Yeah, so just do what you're doing, but capture it directly.
I'm doing it in Tally, but I'm doing dual things. So I should just do Tally, only Tally.
Just do Tally, but ensure that you reconcile the cash book.
See, as per Indian law, also you are supposed to maintain your accounts in the ledgers, physical ledgers.
Oh, really?
Yes. So you got to have the right accountant with you or a chartered accountant with you who will guide you accordingly.
So we have to write not only on.
Do you have a chartered accountant?
I do, but it's like very expensive.
Mm.
It will take a lot of.
It's your business, dear.
Yeah. No, but what, like, you have to do ledgers as well.
Yes. As per Indian law, you have to.
Manual ledgers.
Wow.
And your product also is falls under VAT and now GST.
We don't have this. We don't have that.
Why?
See, certain businesses which fall under
So it's not unstitched apparel, right? Your organic what? Food?
Yeah, we're too small. We don't need that actually.
You know, there are certain norms which the CA will tell you, like after you read this thing, this will apply. Before that,
You're doing off the shelf?
Yes.
Yeah, doing office. We do only bulk.
So certain things don't apply everywhere. Even for me, bad.
Because if you no, it will for you it will not be it will be service tax.
And it is services. I pay
Service
contract,
tax.
I pay professional tax as well.
Yes.
Apart from my
Yeah, even I pay all taxes. Yeah.
Yes.
The most
because,
important, if you're not paying VAT and you don't have to pay VAT, then that's a lot of stress taken off you. But in terms of just making sure that the information is captured, you know, it's just doing it regularly so that things don't fall behind. Yeah, because then you're now capturing manually because you don't see the information and you're trying to find a way of doing it, and that's why you're doing that.
I'll apply it.
But capturing information, all you need is somebody who is switched on, who is accurate, and then they just need to practice. So you don't need your accountant to do that for you. That accountant should actually not be doing that because then you're paying them too much for doing that.
thank you.
Okay. Yes.
Can you
Yes.
explain the language?
Can I explain the language? Why don't you come and see the book? I can show you the book.
Yeah. Can we have a quick photo shoot, Katrin? On this thing? Okay. Please.
Hey Susanne, you were good, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was really, really informative for us because women in India actually do, the way she said, figures are not for us. You know?
It was very informative.
Yeah, it applies everywhere. Figures are not for us.
Yeah, please
Come on,
please,
come on,
please,
come,
please,
come,
please.
come.
I have a very dear friend called Dr. Kwesi and Odam from Ghana.
Oh, wow.
It's a very good friend.
Shushu break. Get it on my this thing also would I'll just post it.
नहीं अभी बहुत हो गया ये photograph.
Anu?
Yeah. नहीं, no alternate employment. No alternate employment.
इसमें भी एक ले लीजिए.
Can you send me the
Yeah, sure. I'll send you.
Thank you, Doctor.
Yeah. Please join, you're so beautiful.
Yes?
Yeah.
Please.
And then I can do a photo as well. Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Wait.
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 One on the mobile.
Okay.
हाँ मेरा. Yes.
Okay.
कौन सा है?
Okay.
इसके बाद 10-11 साल
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
किसको क्या दबाना है? गला छोड़ दो कुछ भी दबा दो.
I'm studying this online.
मेरा ना नाम डालना आप लोगों से
It's also, and I think
डालना ना जिसको सब दे दो.
it's everything.
नाम किसमें डालना है?
I love to hear this. It's beautiful.
अरे टैग पे ना.
Yeah.
यहाँ पर मैं टैग लगा दूँ 10 रुपया 10 रुपया 10 रुपया 10 रुपया एक मिनट का 10 रुपया.
मैं स्टॉप वॉच लगा देती हूँ. कितने मिनट हुए वो भी तो
5 मिनट स्टॉप. सुनो यहाँ पे देती हूँ पैसे. नहीं वो तो खैर सुधार ने बोला है चिल्लर मत डालना सिर्फ डॉलर्स चलेंगे.
ये हमारे हम लोग व्हाट्सएप में करते हैं.
हाँ जी
कि 33 करोड़ देवी देवता है.
हाँ जी
बोले ज्यादा नहीं चाहिए 1-1 रुपया दे दो ना. है ना
33 करोड़.
No, I mean,
33 करोड़ देते हैं ना. 4 सारे भगवान 1-1 रुपया दे दो. बोले ज्यादा नहीं चाहिए 1-1 रुपया दे दो खाली सब लोग.
this is like, see, I mean, this is happening here.
Are you ladies staying for the 5-year award in business? And life?
पता क्या हुआ?
445?
उन्होंने कहा कि जो ये आ रहा ना सारा आप देख सकते हैं रिकॉर्डेड नहीं आया मेरे में. आज वो 9:45 वहाँ पर लिखा हुआ था लिखी हुई बाकी आज 9:45 था. 9:45 से 10:45 जो 9:45 रिज्यूम अभी तो यहाँ का यहाँ तो नेट ही नेट.
Oh, good. Is it short? Oh.
आप कभी कभी देख सकते हो. वो आज मैंने मेरे था लेकिन रिकॉर्ड नहीं.
Yeah, thank you so much. And that's, do you have any kind of like design fairs or something? Yes, yes, okay. So can we do, you're like, this is so beautiful, it's Africa and India, it's like, wow, I'm so happy because I'm from Indonesia. So, can I have a picture of us together because it's so comfortable, it's like so beautiful to be with you. Can we do a well, it was a long process. I've been working on this. This is okay. Can we no, I just have this copy here. Okay. So can you take a picture of us? Okay. So if you can take from I like to have like virtual backgrounds.
Yes, yes. आज 9:45 था. CM2 9:45.
Yes. There you go. Great. Yes. Exactly.
medication है आपको बहुत वाला
You're so beautiful.
वही मैं पूछते जा रही हूँ मालूम कौन मालूम आपको कंट्रोल क्या हमारा कुछ नहीं है दूसरा डेट कंट्रोल दिखा दिया
अच्छे बात ऐसे लेते हैं
ये फोन क्या है
Ladies, are we going to sit down? Come on, are you staying? Stay, enjoy. Business tips, strategies, goals. We all need.
अंदर कर दो अंदर
Let me just make some coffee.
Oh, go ahead, go ahead, get some coffee.
ये पिके का जायर कर दो हैप्पी बर्थडे
हैप्पी बर्थडे कर दिया ना मैंने तेरा हैप्पी बर्थडे
मैं नहीं करना
So we'll wait 3 more minutes because 2 people come in, join, sit down. How are you? I'm fine. Good. Sit. New York City. Yeah, where are you from? Oh, I love.
Is the warrior?
Yes, it's the warrior. Yes, come on. Perfect. I know. Sit.
Do I have to skate the ladies?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, we'll start in like 3 minutes. Yes, go ahead. Yeah.
So how much time is it?
No. But I want this to be interactive, so it's going to be goal setting and they're going to be writing things down.
So I would say stop 10 minutes before
Okay.
people can ask questions.
Okay, perfect.
Sounds good?
Yep.
And I think I show you time like if it's like 5
Yeah.
minutes, 10 minutes, and then that's
And then people will ask
that
you
means you
questions.
still have 10 minutes
Right.
for the discussion.
Perfect. Okay. Perfect. I want to have everyone's name and email because I'm doing a newsletter, a business strategy and tips, so you can just pass it around. Perfect. Everyone should have a pen and paper or your iPhones, but everyone has a phone to take notes. So, hi, come in, sit down.
That's why I have to wear magic. बिल्कुल
Go out this door and then go right and go down to like a little cafe right down there. There's a gentleman standing there and just sits there with an espresso machine and he's making coffee for you if you want. Just ask him for a chai tea.
All right, everyone, we will start in 3 minutes. Everyone went to the bathroom, a cup of tea, so I'll give people time. No. So everyone, please sign name, email, you'll get business goals, strategies. I'll give you all of that. Yes, I totally will. All right, I'm going to slide it. Okay. Here we go. I know. Here you go. I know that's why. Here you go.
I love you.
Here we go. Thank you. Hello. Here we go. Yes. There we go. All right. So we have a paper going around. Please put your name and your email on it. Okay.
And the pen belongs to someone else.
And
please.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a nice looking pen. I'm sorry.
I think it's mine. I don't know. Oh, it is. Oh, perfect. Okay. So, all right, we will get started. I don't need a microphone, as you know. So this is about finding your inner warrior in business and life.
Oh, wait 1 second. You might need the mic more for the recording.
Yes, good point. Okay, let's see.
So
Yes, we got it. Hello. It's not on. Oh, so he. Okay. So it's not on. So, okay. Good point. Thank you.
that way it serves many purposes forever.
Exactly. All right, so he's you're looking it up, right? Okay.
Yes, he's doing that.
Okay. Perfect. This is not the mic isn't on. Okay, there we go. All right, hello everyone. How are you? Good. Okay, let's have some energy in the room. Right? I want energy. I want people. This is not a monologue. This is a dialogue. So if you have questions, if you need to ask something, if you need help with something, if you want, because this is so intimate, which I love, because I'm a leadership coach, I'm an international motivational speaker, author, and TV personality in New York City. Yes! America! Come on! I flew 8,000 miles to get here. So I have something to say, and I want you to hear it. Right? So this is about finding your inner warrior in business and life. Now let me just tell you my journey. I'm going to tell you about my business, how I got to where I am, and then I want to bring it to you because I want to really help you. I want to give you some takeaways, some goals, some strategies. I don't want you to just come to my session. Everyone knows I'm the Energizer Bunny. Everyone knows that I have a big mouth. Everyone knows that, you can hear Bershan. But I want you to have real takeaways from this breakout room. Right, so as you know, today when I spoke on the main stage, I am a 2-time stage 4 breast cancer survivor. Right, in 2009, I couldn't feel my back, and I didn't know what was wrong. I had gone to every doctor. I couldn't bend down, I couldn't move. I was like stuck. I couldn't even pick up a pot because my back was killing me. So I went to shrinks, chiropractors, wellness centers all around the world. And everyone thought it was a slip disc. Until someone said, have you ever tried to get an MRI? That woke me up. So that was March 25th, 2007. I came into the doctor's office. He told me to sit down. We know we don't want to hear sit down, right? We don't want to hear that. That's not good. I thought I was coming to the doctor's office. He was going to say it was a slip disc, and I was going to go off, have my glass of wine, and dinner. It was around 4 o'clock. He said, well, you're not going somewhere that fast. He told me I'd been diagnosed with stage 4 terminal breast cancer. He said I had leptomeningeal, and it went throughout my entire body. It was aggressive. At that moment, being a young girl, not married, no kids, it really made me stuck. Because I couldn't believe that I had stage 4 terminal breast cancer. I mean, I was young, I was in New York City, everything was going right. And I remember asking the doctor, well, what can I do, doctor? He said, well, do you believe in miracles? And I remember that sentence to this day. Do you believe in miracles? It was so matter of fact, well, do you believe in miracles? And I said, hell yes, I believe in miracles, and I'll see you in 10 years. And last month was my 10-year cancer-free anniversary. Yes! Thank you. But it made me realize that no one can tell you when it's your time, but you and God. No one can tell you what you can do or can't do. Yes, we listen to doctors, and they're needed. Yes, we listen to lawyers, and they are needed. But let me tell you, with your own faith, strength, courage, determination, perseverance, any and everything is possible. Because I realized from that day forward that I wasn't a statistic. You see, we think we're statistics. Statistics show that women are weaker than men, physically. Statistics show that Fortune 500 companies in America, only 4% of them are run by women. Statistics show that in America, and even in India, it's equal men, equal women. But in America, we make 78 cents to the dollar. And in India, God knows what it is. Right? Because we bought into a statistic. We bought into the fact that we're a woman, we can't do it. We're not smart enough. We don't have the resources. The man runs the business. The man handles the money. We bought into that fact. And that's been cultural around history all around the world, right? Am I right? So we bought into that fact. But you know what this cancer did for me? It woke me up. I stopped buying into the fact that I wasn't smart enough. I wasn't good enough. I didn't have the right education. You see, because I was married to a very wealthy and powerful guy. In New York City, I lived a life, what many would say. I lived in a Soho loft, I had a Hamptons house, if you know the Hamptons. I lived the life. He was a private investment banker. Here I am, an executive coach. But everything I did, he said was small. It was pennies. Who cares about what you do? That's no money. And in my mind, I started to believe it was no money. Oh, it's not a lot of money. Well, it is a small business. Well, it's not this big business. You're running an empire, right? Ladies, raise your hand if you talk yourself out of things. Come on. Right. Remember, this is a dialogue, not a monologue, okay? So we talk ourselves out of things because the man tells us, you're not worth it. It's going to be too hard. Stay home with the kids. And I'm not saying leave your husband and don't stay home with the kids. That's not what this is about. This is about waking you up to your greatness. Because each and every one of you have a divine calling to be amazing. We're put on this earth to be great, not small. We are put on this earth to be equal players and make it happen. You see, what I realized is that I coach hundreds of women all around the world. I have clients in Germany, Switzerland, Ghana, Rome, South Africa, Malta, Brazil, Argentina, and it's the same thing. There's C-suite levels, corporate levels, their VPs, their president. They don't think they are enough. Isn't that interesting? Even presidents of companies, even VPs of companies, don't think they are enough. You've risen to the top. You're ahead of a man. You're a VP. You're a president. You still don't think it. I don't want to go through politics, but let's look at the American election. Come on, let's really look at it. Right? Here we have Hillary Clinton, and here we have Donald Trump. I don't want to get political, but let's just say 54% of white women voted for him. Let's just be clear. 54% of white women voted for a man who doesn't respect women, who has grabbed women, excuse my language, pussies, who has, I don't care who you believe in. It doesn't matter because this isn't political. This is real. The real fact is that when you work at a Fortune 500 company, when a guy says, aren't you sexy chocolate, or aren't you nice looking vanilla, that's really what happens. It really happens that a man touches your leg or your butt and say, oops, oh, I'm sorry. That really happens. And what do you have to do? Shut your mouth. Because you don't want to be reprimanded, fired, ridiculed, put in a box, not able to succeed. So these are the real issues that go on in life. And so when I teach business strategy and business coaching, the first thing we deal with is getting out of your mental blocks. Everyone wants to learn how to make money, how to make $1 million, how to write a book in 7 days, how to do this. Gimmicks, gimmicks, gimmicks. They're nothing but gimmicks. The real truth is how to realize that you are enough. The real truth is how to realize that you are fantastic. I want each and every woman in here to say, I am enough. Raise your hand. I am enough. Again, I am enough. Again, I am enough. And I'm sorry, we have a gentleman, so you can say it too. Right? So before I even go with mental blocks and mental negativities that have blocked us from greatness, I deal with your mental blocks. You see, we want to learn how to make money, but if you don't take the leap and do it, all it is just a class. It's the same old thing. You've been to this conference, you've been to 1,000 of them. You've read a book, you've read 1,000 of them. How to make money, how to do your business, how to do it in 10 days. It doesn't happen. You're not learning to be successful in 10 days. Okay? You're not learning how to write a bestseller in 5 days. It's a gimmick. You don't learn how to be a great speaker in 9 days. It's a lie. Okay? And if you're giving somebody 10, 20,000, give it to me. No, I'm joking, but I know it's a joke, but stop it. Stop it. Really do the work, ladies. Put the time in and do the work. Nothing is a gimmick, and anything worth having is worth working for. And if someone gives it to you, you don't respect it. So I'm telling you, before we even go into all of my business strategies, my tools, I'm a coach who realized 10 years ago, they gave me 3 months to live. The doctors told me that I wouldn't be here to have kids, a husband, to live my dreams. A doctor told me to get my affairs in order. A doctor. As a young girl, 33 years old, I left out of there thinking, getting on my knees every day, I'm not going to live. What did I do so wrong? year one, Johns Hopkins said, well, remember, you still have cancer, just keep on doing what you're doing. Year two goes by. They say, well, it's a 2% chance. Remember, Bershan, year three goes by. They say, what are you doing? How is this happening? I want to know exactly what you're doing. And you know what it was? What I did? I got my mind right. I changed my mindset. You see, because if you think you're going to live, you will live. If you think you're going to die, believe me, you will die. If you think you're going to fail at it, 9 times out of 10, you will fail. You won't even make it. And you wonder why the girl, people are, oh, well, how did Betty, she made it. She made it through the ranks because she's staying up, she's doing the work, she's dedicated, she's running the course, she's not giving up. When times get hard, she's not sitting down, she's going to the ball, she's making it happen. But you know what most people do? They sit down. 80% of people in this room probably have started a business. How many are small business owners in this room? Okay, everyone. 80% of small business owners make the way. They start off, they get on the highway. Once they hit hard times, financial issues, struggles, challenges in their home, they stop. 10% will go that extra mile and hit that next one. They'll fall away. The last 10% make it. That's success. Staying the course, persistent. Those are the Oprah Winfreys. Those are the Steve Jobs. Those are the Whoopi Goldbergs. Those are the Hillary Clintons. Those are the women that are staying the course. Because once you hit a bump, ooh, you fall down, it's too hard. Because now you don't have any money. Now you don't have any clients. Now you don't know how to live. Rather than changing up course, getting back on the highway and doing it differently. So I'm going to talk about doing it differently. And this is so big. We're all on this highway, right? All I know is America, I'm sorry, I don't know India and all the other highways that are in other countries, right? You're driving down 95. You're in a convertible Mustang. The weather, it's sunny, it's 85 degrees. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. I want everybody on this journey. Close your eyes. Just think about, if America, think about the movies. If you haven't seen it, close your eyes. You're driving down 95. You're in a Thunderbird. It's cobalt blue. You got your hand on the steering wheel, and the summer breeze is hitting your face. Right? You have to use the bathroom so bad. But you have to make it to this meeting at 8:30. But you have to use the bathroom so bad, like you can feel it tinkling coming out. You can feel it. You take that first exit. Now you go in the bathroom and you use it, but the damn door gets jammed. Right? So you can't get out. Now your meeting starts in 5 minutes. Open your eyes. What do you do? What do you do? Meeting starts at 8:30, it's 8:25, the door got jammed, and then you have to get back on the highway, and it's the next exit. What do? It's a door that only has a little bit of opening up top. What do? Just say it. Screen. Hold on, everybody say something. Say it again. Okay. Call someone. Call someone.
Break the door.
Break the door. Call someone. Except you're going to be late.
Jump up.
Yeah. Jump up. Give me more.
Door.
Okay, jump up.
Giants.
Okay, got it.
Throw things out and
okay.
Someone to fix it
You?
up. Yeah, I've heard it. Except it's going to be late, but goes to that meeting.
Oh.
No matter what time.
Got it. Decide. Try to climb through the hole. Okay, accept it.
I would climb up.
Climb up.
Climb up.
Climb up.
Bang the door.
Bang the door. Bang the door for attention. Okay. So there's no right answer. But your first instinct is usually what you do in life. Right? Just know that. There's no right answer. Me, I would probably bang the door down, jump over there, and like run in my car. I would let them know. I mean, I do everything. But remember, you sit down on a toilet stool and you cry. Well, people came in. Let me tell you what the scenario was, because she's like, the scenario. Right? So what do? So you can answer.
Find another bathroom.
No, you're already in the bathroom. You use the bathroom.
I already did. Probably hang out and meditate.
Okay, hang out and meditate. You?
Found time.
I would also do something.
How are you? Good. Okay, let's have some energy in the room. Right? I want energy. I want people. This is not a monologue. This is a dialogue. The line is that I'm telling you is that what you said is probably your first instinct in life. You meditate when you get an issue. Way to success. You all want to start a business. 80% when they hit a roadblock, they fall off. That 10%, they go the extra mile a little bit. When they hit another challenge, whether it's financial, it's kids, they fall off. The 10% succeed. And here's what they have. Dedication. Dedication. Write that word down. Dedication. Write it big on your paper. Dedication. Because we all say that we're small business owners, we're entrepreneurs, we want to do it, we want to build an empire. I'm sure if you raised your hand and you said, don't you want to build an empire? Yeah, right. Who wants to own a small business right there in the corner? Right? Dedication. How many people put 80 hours into their business a week? Okay. How many people put 100 hours? Be honest, this is not like, oh my gosh, I'm looking at you. How many people put 100 hours a week? Okay, hands drop. But that's honest. I don't want people to lie. See, this is for you. This isn't, you're not getting brownie points. I tell, I put 100 hours in. You know what? This is for you. Take it away. All the top successful people in America. See, I'm sorry, I'm putting it to America. Sorry, I mean, you're right. Put over 120 hours in your business a week. Write that number down in your notepad, 120 hours. I want you to leave here and you see dedication, you see 120 hours, and how do I connect to this? You know where 120 hours comes from? It comes from research, right? Assessment and review. Every business owner in here needs to do research. If you don't know your competition, if you don't know your business up and down, if you don't know your business up and down, back and forth, there's a problem. I coached a really wealthy woman out of Texas. She's a stylist. She's a big stylist. She styles all of the big, wealthy clients in Texas. She came to me on the first day, and I said, I'm no nonsense. I don't want to take your money because I'm expensive. And if I take your money, I want you to do the work. My first question to her was, who's your competition? Well, I don't know. You don't know your competition? You're a business owner. Well, I don't know. You're top stylish. You don't know your competition? You need to know that Ty Tyler styles Beyonce. You need to know that Jason Bolden styles Taraji Henson. You need to know that these top people are stylists too, and they're in competition. Then I asked her a second question. What are the style trends for the spring? Well, I don't really style like that. I get it. You don't style like that, but you're taking people's money, so you don't know the style trends that go with magazines? I said, before I coach you, you need to come back with every stylist in this industry, and you need to come back with every magazine. Because you need to know your business like that. Up, down, across, and sideways. Now raise your hand. How many people know their business like that? Be honest. Okay, you see? When we started this, everyone's hand went up. As a business owner, everyone's hand. Each question, the hands are like this, and they're like this, right? I want you to get into the mentality before you learn the business tips. I want you to get into the way you need to think for success. Success is a way of thinking. Success isn't coming to a conference, getting somebody's card and going home and email them, hi, it was great meeting you. No one gives you a job, you take it. No one gives you a job. No one rolls the red carpet out for you and tell you, oh, here's your pathway to be a VP or a president. You make it happen. Do you understand, ladies, what I'm talking about? I want you to realize success is a way of thinking. It's a way of realizing that I am enough. It's a way of thinking that when times get hard, I get back up. It's a way of thinking that when there's no way, I'll find a way. When the front door is closed, I'll go through the side door. When the side door is closed, I'll go through the back door, and then I'll come off the roof. That's success. If you're an entrepreneur, that's how you think. You see, I hired a coach. I didn't even know what a coach was. When I got sick, I hired a coach, and I saw something that said, all of the great ones have a business coach, or a relationship coach, or life coach. Tony Robbins said he spent $700,000 on a coach, on research. He's worth $700 million. Look at that investment. Oprah Winfrey spent $900,000 on a coach. She's worth $3 billion. You see, long-term learning and really putting the time in, the effort, we get what we put into it. If you want a quick fix, all you will do is get a quick result. If you want a 5-day to speak or a 5-day to be a millionaire, there's classes like that online everywhere. How to be a millionaire in 20 days. If you think that works, you're joking yourself. So now, let me tell you. Everyone in here is an entrepreneur, right? Do you have 5 revenue streams from your business? 5 different revenue streams from your business. This is a dialogue. Remember, it's a dialogue. Raise your hand, speak out. Do you have 5 revenue streams? You don't. Okay, do you?
Yes,
do you want to say what they are so people can understand, and I'll tell you what they are?
Yeah, so I do run a social and digital media branding agency.
Okay.
And we do have 5 revenue
Come on,
streams.
you can come up here with me so they can hear you, because I can't hear you. Okay, go ahead.
Hi. So I do run a social and digital media agency, and my agency does diverse activities. For example, we have a revenue stream we create from creating sites, websites. We do applications, mobile applications. We do search engine optimization. We take in clients only for search engine optimization. Social media marketing and brand building. So I have clients on different.
I love it. That's 5 revenue streams. Let's get right in. Yes. Thank you. Let me help you understand what revenue streams are. So I am an international motivational speaker. I'm a leadership and business coach. I do executive diversity training for corporations all over the world, and I do one-on-one coaching. I sell products. I have for my executive clients online services, and I have t-shirts. My brand is I Am a Warrior, YouAreAWarrior.com, and I do conferences all around the world. Those are revenue streams. So if you are a business owner, training, coach, healthcare line, clothing line, blah, 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 this and that, you need to have revenue streams. One thing doesn't work. If you're in corporate America and you're looking for one guy to give you a paycheck, that's sad. We're in 2017, time waits for no one. A millennial will come and kick you in the butt. They're cheaper, they're quicker, they're younger, they're more diverse, they learn differently, they're quick on their feet, they think out of the box. Millennials don't care. They don't listen to authority. They come in and tell the boss. They go right to the CEO. Look, let me tell you, I don't like the way things are running. I don't think, right? You know, what we have learned, everyone in here doesn't look like they're a millennial, and if you are, I'm sorry. You know, everyone in here is a little bit older than a millennial. So we've learned the bureaucracy, right? We've learned to go through the steps. You go through your boss, you go through your next boss, you go through the VP. They go right to the top. You see how they think? Success. They don't have barriers. They don't have walls. They're not afraid to go for it. When I tell you, most people are so afraid to go for it. Your 5 revenue streams, we're in today's world. You need to, 1, whatever you're doing, brand yourself. You need to brand yourself. Yes. We're in a world of branding ourselves. I'm sorry. If you're like one, I don't use Twitter, I don't use Facebook, then you'll get left behind. There are some people who say, I don't use Twitter, I don't use Facebook. Get left behind them. Because everyone who's on there has a business and they're making moves. Brand yourself. Whatever business you're in, clothing, wellness, coaching, who are you? What type of coach are you? Differentiate yourself. Don't tell me, I do confidence, I help you strategize. Everybody helps you strategize. I mean, I'm so tired of that. I help you strategize. Okay. I help you strategize too. Okay. I mean, get busy being different. Have your niche. I'm the warrior life and business coach, right? Warrior, when you hear that word, don't you go, wow, I can do it, right? I don't care who you are, but don't just come with generic words. I do hair. I help short hair look great. Everybody helps short hair look great. If you're not a hairstylist, you know how to cut short hair. That's like, come on. Be original. Have a niche. Brand yourself. 2, get on social media, and I mean really get on social media. Everybody in here, I'm sorry, should at least be posting once a day. If you're not, you're left behind. You are. I know people are like, oh, I gotta get on it. Oh, it's Instagram, it's Snapchat, it's Facebook, it's everything. It is everything. I remember when 12 years ago, investment bankers never thought Facebook would last. They thought it was too private, they thought it was too much. They were like, oh, it will never last. Facebook is dominating. They are now going to start a Netflix. They're now starting phones. Facebook is dominating this world. Believe me, they're visionaries. You see, what they see is that they're going with the times. We want to be stuck and do it our way. I'm sorry. It is time to be fluid with your ideas and listen. You will get left behind. Be innovative. Be a creator. Be a visionary. Don't do women's dresses the same way. Okay, you're going to do an A-line dress. All right, everyone does an A-line dress. And even celebs, businesses go out of business because they think they can depend on their name. They can't. You have to be a niche. So, brand yourself. Be open for change. Be open for change. How many people are afraid of change? Be honest. Now, this is an honest question. See? One person raised their hand. Come on. How many people are open for change? Are ready for change?
That's why we're here.
Oh, I love it. That's why you're here. Good. You're ready for change. So, you know what? Here's what I give all of my clients. what are your values? Write this down. I want you to do this because I want you to get something out of this. I'm going to give you 6 things of values, and I want you to put your first one on there. So write these words on your tablet. Love, integrity, success, power, money, adventure, and freedom. Do you guys have them all? So now, put from 1 to 7, what's your number 1, your value, what's the most important to you? Because I want you to really share. The most important, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you know. Like adventure could be 1, love could be 2, whatever it is, your most important value. Be honest. Remember, I'm just the coach. I don't want you to think, because I want people to stand up. Because let me tell you how this affects your life. You finished? Okay, I love it.
Yeah, done.
You done? Is everyone done? Is everyone done? Okay. I want someone to be brave and stand up and tell me what their number 1 through 7 is. Just anybody, stand up. Go.
Number 1 is integrity, then freedom, adventure.
1, go.
Integrity, freedom, adventure, love, success, money, and power.
Okay. So what business are you in?
Personal development coaching.
Okay, so your number 1 is integrity. Your number 2 is?
My number 2 is freedom.
Okay, and the third is?
Number 3 is adventure.
Okay, so you're a personal development coach. Your number 1 is integrity.
Yes.
So that's the most important thing to you out of those 7.
Yes. That was my first instinct.
I love it because you live in integrity. You're honest. 2 is?
Number 2 is freedom.
Freedom. How do you live with freedom?
I don't like to be restricted. I've worked in corporate organizations and I have always felt smothered.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought going out and doing my own thing would give me the freedom that I wanted.
And are you getting the freedom? Do you have the freedom?
Yes.
Do you have freedom with your business?
To a certain extent, yes. I'm starting out, but yes. It's different to working in a corporate environment.
Okay. And now number 3 is adventure. What's adventure in your life?
Being able to do what I want, when I want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Exploring, no restrictions, no barriers.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to explore.
Do you do that now?
I do.
You explore? Do you travel?
I try, yes. That's why I'm here.
Okay,
It's
good.
given me the freedom to be able to come to events like this one without having to ask for permission.
I love it.
Yeah.
So you see, this is a value system that I take all of my clients through. Because a lot of people say, well, I want success, I want freedom, and I want adventure, but they're not living it. But their life shows I'm in a corporate position that I hate, you know, I never travel, and I don't make the money. But here are your values. These should be on your wall. They should be in your phone. They should be in your notebook. What's my value system? Am I living my true values? Most people don't even know their values. When you talk to them, what are your values? Oh, I don't know. I'm telling you what they are. I bet if I went out there and said, well, tell me 3 of your values, they would be like, well, I don't know. Somebody else wants to stand up? Okay.
So the first one is freedom, second one is integrity, third is love, fourth is power, fifth is adventure, sixth is success, and seventh is money.
Oh. See, interesting enough, she put money last. You put money last too. Interesting. So now tell us about your number 1. It's
number 1 is freedom.
Do you have freedom?
Extreme freedom. I'm doing what I want.
Oh, well, see, I love that. She said it with passion. Extreme freedom. Okay. What's your number 2?
It's integrity.
Integrity?
Yes.
Do you live with integrity?
Yes, I do.
You do. Honest. Okay,
Absolutely.
true. Okay, I love that. Good. Powerful words. 3?
Love.
Love. How are you married or?
Yes, I'm married. I have 2 kids. And I think I'm married to my work. And I'm hungry for it. I eat it 3 times a day.
Okay.
So I love it.
You love your work?
I love my work. It's not work.
Oh, do you love your family and husband?
Yes.
Okay, I mean,
Yes,
so, okay,
I do.
Okay, you do.
Yes, I do.
Okay, so your top 3 values, your top 3 values, you're living.
Yes, I'm living.
Perfect. I love that. So then we go into beware of what you speak into existence. Beware of what you say. Write that down. Beware of what you say. I know we've heard it before. I know we've said it. We've heard it before. But watch what you say. Do you know people use the term, well, I'm broke. You know I can't go because I'm broke. You know I can't do this because I'm broke. Who said that before? No one in here has said I can't do it because I'm broke.
I did it the other way around. The day I was broke, I booked my ticket to Japan and had good fun and came back home.
Okay, well, I love it.
Yeah. I said, if there's everything that's going to break apart, I might as well enjoy and break it apart.
Well, see, I live like that too. I'll go traveling on my last dollar and then I'll get another client. Right? No, so beware of what you say because watch the words we speak. In our mind, we say can't, won't, not good enough, too hard. Successful people constantly say will, can, am, will do, will make it happen. Watch the words you speak. Warren Buffett says, and I love listening to him, he says everything I say I can do it. I can do it until I can't. Do you know who Warren Buffett is?
Yes.
Oh, okay, good. Everyone. No, everyone. I can do it until I can't. Write that down. I can do it until I can. Right, because you can do it until you can. Until if you can't do it, or something happens, or the business fails, or something. I mean, you can't. You need to say yes to everything. And I'm not saying say yes to things that don't matter. I'm not saying say yes to things. Come on, like I don't want you to take it literal, and then everyone's like, "Well, I'm saying yes to it." Say yes. Get out of your comfort zone. My quote is, life begins at the end of your comfort zone. Get uncomfortable in your belly. Get afraid where the butterflies come. Get to a place where you're like, oh, man, how am I going to do it? You smiling, see? Right down. Get to a place where, oh my gosh, I don't know what's going to happen. But that's okay. You never know how it's going to happen. If you knew how success was going to happen, believe me, you would make a book, a bestseller, a triples bestseller, an international, and everyone will follow the steps. There's no path to success but your own path. You can't do it like me, I can't do it like you. That's why I always say, no one is in my lane. People are so afraid of having another business coach or another coach or a trainer or a diversity trainer. I don't care. You're not Bershan Shaw. You're not me. We can be side by side, talking to the best of them. They will get something different from me and get something different from you. So ladies, stop being so insecure. Stop being so insecure in what you do. Stop being afraid of giving someone help. Helping another person up will help you. I'm on the Oprah Winfrey Network, and you know what I love about Oprah? She has helped 7 brands succeed. 7 brands become multimillionaires. Nate Berkus, Dr. Phil, Rachel Roy, Susie Orman, a young Von Son, 7 multimillionaires on her platform. How many people would be afraid to let someone on their platform? Many people would. Because we're afraid that someone's going to outshine us. We're afraid that someone's going to do better than us. We're afraid that they're going to outshine me. They're going to do better than me. But let me tell you, you walk in your own path. No one walks in your path but you. No one does it like you. No one has a big mouth but me. Like me, right? Walk in your own path. Okay? Now, discipline. Write this down, discipline. I said on the big stage today, there's 2 reasons why we don't succeed. 1, we don't have an accountability partner. 2, we don't take action and execute. How many people in here have a life coach, business coach, personal coach coaching them? Do you know everyone in here is a small business owner or business owner? 2 people put their hands up. That's a shame. That's a shame. You know why it's a shame? Because you don't have anyone holding you accountable. I know you think you do. Well, I'm going to do it. Don't worry. You know, I'm starting my business. I'm doing this. Let me tell you. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. That's what I learned about success. Follow them. I look at Tony Robbins, who has 3 business coaches. 2 business coaches, 1 life coach. I look at Oprah Winfrey, who has 3 business coaches. I look at Lisa Nichols, who has 4 business coaches. All of them multimillionaires. I look at Jamie Dimon of Chase, who has 4 business relationship. No, he has 2 business coaches, 1 life coach, and 1 relationship coach. I look at successful people who put their money where their mouth is. I don't reinvent the wheel. There's a term that says it's expensive to be cheap. You know what that means? Do you know what that means? It means that while we're wasting money on Louis Vuittons, designer bags, jewelries, Rolexes, you should be investing in yourself. See, it's expensive because time waits for no one. Year after year, you're talking about the same business goal and you're still there. Year after year, you're talking about writing the book and you've never written it. Year after year, you're talking about you want to turn your business into a multi-million-dollar business, but you've never done it. Year after year, you're still talking about, I hate when people say, I'm just like I am how I was 5 years ago. That's a shame. You're the same way you were 5 years ago, and you have a problem. You should be growing. You should be different. You should be fluid. The world is constantly changing. And that means you're stuck. You're paralyzed. Your business isn't growing. You're doing the same thing. Accountability, if you have a good coach, someone who holds your actions, your dreams, hold them accountable for you. That means you check up, you let them know how you're doing, they push you to your edge. They push you beyond your wildest dreams, and they make you do it because you have skin in the game. When you pay someone, you have skin in the game. When you don't pay someone and you get it for free, you know what you get? Free advice is what? Free. You don't respect anything free. People don't respect anything free. You know that. Why do you think they pay $90 million for a Van Gogh? A painting on the wall. Some would say a painting on the wall. Some would say the greatest art picture in the world. Some would say the best art in the world. Why do you think Van Gogh went for $240 million? Why do you think Steve Wynn pays that type of money? Because he values it. When you put value to something, it's an investment. You have skin in the game and you make it work. Or if a little kid draws you something that you don't know on the street, you say, oh, it's cute. They could be the next Picasso. You have to start valuing your life. You have to start making an investment. I don't care who it is. And don't let it be your next door neighbor or your friend or your cousin. She's not going to hold you accountable. Stop being cheap. Get in the game. Stop being on the sidelines. If you want success, do what successful people do. They get in the game. Accountability is every week, measure your goals. Every week, say, where am I today? I'm starting on May 13th. Now it's May 30th. How far have I gone? Where am I? In these 2 weeks, why haven't I done it? What's the reason? Ask yourself. So I'm going to leave you with SMART goals, and then we're going to ask me questions. Anything you want. Here are the SMART goals that you need for your business. They're called SMART goals. S-M-A-R-T. First, S. You have to be very specific in what you want. You don't say, I want to lose weight. Oh, I want to lose weight. I want to stop smoking. No, I want to lose 30 pounds. I want to stop smoking May 1st. I want to start a health business May 15th. I want to start my baking business May 31st. Specific. Be very, very, very specific. M. Make your goals measurable. How can you measure your goals? Like I said, measure them from May 15th to May 30th. What did I do? Why didn't I do this? What's wrong? Am I procrastinating? Some people just need help. Most of us need help. I'm a coach, and I have a coach. We do Skype. She's in China. She used to live in New York, but now she's in China. Skype works wonders. I believe success comes when you put a huge investment in. If you put a huge value, you get a huge investment. I believe skin in the game. That's what I believe. A. Are your goals attainable? Now, we're not going to say you're going to be a nuclear surgeon and you haven't went to medical school. I mean, or you want to be a multi-billionaire or multi-millionaire and you haven't even started your business. Make them attainable. You need short goals to get big goals. You need to know what your 3-month goal is, your 6-month goal is, and your 1-year goal. Everyone, when you leave this room, needs to have a 6-month, 3-month, 1-year goal. If you don't, you have a problem. Everyone needs a goal. I had a client, well, I make money, so I love what I do. I'm just okay with it. Okay, well, then you're going to be okay with your life. But I'm not happy. But you're fluid because you just don't have any goals. She walks through life like, well, whatever. Okay, well, that's how your life will be. Well, whatever. Right? That's how your life will be. Okay. R, make sure your goals are reachable. Reachable. That's why I love to do mini goals to get a big goal. Don't go for the big bang. Go for, if you have a business, go for, I want to make $10,000 a month, right? If you want to make $10,000 a month, how many clients do you need? How many sessions do you need to do? How many times a week do you need to do it? Go for that. Don't go for, I want to make $1 million, and you haven't even made $50,000. You can believe that and want it. I'm not telling you to dream big, because I'm building an empire. I dream big. But I make them reachable. Then T, make your goals timely. Timely. Your goals need to be timely. They all need to have a time with them. If you don't have a time on your goals, whether it's May 31st, June 15th, July 7th, then they're just goals that are out there. If you're coming to conferences and not doing anything about it, not taking action, you have an expensive hobby of going to conferences. Right? Okay? It's your hobby. You love meeting people. You love getting a card. It makes you feel good. Right? I didn't realize that I had a huge network of people in the television industry, radio industry, until I started putting my business cards to action. I'm meeting all these people. What am I doing? Just saying hi, how are you? What does that mean? Hey, just saying hello. You have to be strategic, ladies. Men are so strategic. They get what they want. They come in and they execute. While we're like, let me think about it. Men will, boom, laser focus. They're laser focused on what they want. They get what they want, and they don't stop. We make every excuse in the book. Life happens, my menstrual, my head, life, you know what I mean, my babies. No. You can't make that excuse anymore. I'm in front of you today saying, no more excuses. I'm in front of you today saying, the time is now. And I'm in front of you today saying, time waits for no one. If you want to be a success, act like a success, think like a success, and be a success. Thank you. All right. Okay, so we could do some coaching. You can ask me questions. I didn't even know, was it time or?
It's exactly 15 minutes.
Oh, wow. Okay, good. So perfect. She said it. You see? My time clock. I do it so much. No, ask me a question. Ask anything. Business. Come on. You have businesses.
So how did you, more than the business, how did you get out of the cancer that you had?
So, well, how did I get it? So basically, my whole, my life is about mindset, right? And so I changed everything about it. I changed what I thought. I changed thinking about death. I started exercising. I cut out meat. I cut out sugar. I cut out everything. And I started focusing on life. I started focusing on my dreams and my goals. Because they say cancer is a part of the breast. It's a part of emotional baggage. And I always used to get so emotional, and I used to be so upset and so hurt. But now I don't let people hurt me because their issues are their issues, not mine. See, I used to try to save the world, but I realized I couldn't save the world.
Breast cancer is about resting. Baby rests there. So
Yeah.
to break it down, it's baby resting there.
Yeah.
So it's like saying, who's my baby who can't rest anymore there? And I can't give that baby what that baby needs.
Yes.
That's the conflict going on there.
Yes. See?
So I'm like wondering, how did you kind of get out of that conflict?
Well, my doctors think it was 90% mindset. You know, they actually do studies on it. They do placebo drugs. Yeah, so they do placebo. They give you chemo and they give you placebo. And people that get a fake pill do better because they think it's doing something. See, when you think you can succeed, when you think you're going to do well, you do well. When you think, that's what I think, if you think you're going to fail, if you're running against an Olympian, yeah, he's an Olympian. I mean, he probably does have a 10-time better shot than you. But you're a fast runner. All you know is you're a fast runner. He's an Olympian. But if you get it in your head, he's an Olympian, there's no way I can win, he's won medals, you're done before you start. You are done before you start. But if you go with all you got, I run and I run fast. Let me just stay in my lane and do what I love and do what I do best. You win. And so that's how I turned my business into an almost $1 million coaching business. Because I did what I did best, do best. Coach, strategize, speak, help. I knew when I hired a coach, I said I wanted her to be on television, because I wanted to be on television. I wanted her to have a book. I have a book. And I wanted her to have an international business. She has it. Now, I have it. Do you know? But before this, I had none of it. But I knew I wanted to be around success. I wanted to be around a coach who had that. I wanted to spend my money with someone who was in that arena. I didn't want just Joe. I didn't want the coach on my street or the coach, from my church. I didn't want that. I wanted someone that I knew that I had to pay money to make money, to be money. I knew I had to surround myself with abundance. That's how I live. Talitha's back there. She knows I live in abundance.
Yes.
Right? So everything I teach is abundance. I'm not cheap with anything. When I stay in a hotel, I want to stay in a 5-star. I want to always fly first class. Because I'm first class. Because everything I think is first class. I'm never going to cheap out on myself. Because I realize when you put the investment in, you got skin in the game, it comes back. So I never say I'm broke, because I'm not. Because even when times can get hard, they come back again. Okay, next question. Okay.
You said you have a business coach and you are a coach yourself. So why did you have that need to have a business coach? And what's been your biggest learning for having a business coach in your own staff? Because you're right there, with everything bang on.
Right.
So what's been your learning, having a business coach for yourself?
So 2 things. So I have a business coach because I'm still human, right? So I need someone to keep me in check. I still want to grow. I don't want to pour out to everyone else and I'm stuck. My business isn't growing, but everyone else's is, right? So I pour out so much. I speak all around the world. I have clients all around the world. So now when I teach them strategies, television, radio, growth, branding, all of that, social media, I now need someone to say, okay, now we got to take you here. So that's the reason I have a business coach. Every coach who's good should have a coach, period. If you don't, I just don't feel like you're growing. You need an accountability partner. You do. You do. Like I said, I'm not reinventing the wheel on success. I look at what the great ones have, and they all have it. I got into learning about a business coach through my acupuncturist when I got sick 10 years ago. She told me, she said, I have a business coach, I'm so happy. I remember her treating me. She said, I'm paying $1,000 an hour. I was like, what? $1,000 an hour? She said, yeah, because I want to grow my business. I have one acupuncturist office, but I want to grow it to 10. 10 years later, she has 18. Wow. She grew it. She has a business coach. So then the second thing you said is, what's my biggest learning curve?
From the coach.
Oh, from my coach?
Biggest thing you learned from having a coach.
From having my coach? I can do everything. All I have to do is take one step and try. I can do everything. When you put your mind to it, you can do everything.
Can you define what really, when you say I have a coach, what do you mean by saying a coach? Because just make it more.
Okay, so a coach is so I'm a business relationship leadership coach. A coach is someone who you pay and pushes you forward in your goals, dreams, and for success. So no matter what you want, I mean, people come to me for a lot of different things, but let's just keep it on business. Say a small entrepreneur comes to me and says, I want to start a business, but I don't know how to grow it. So then I go in depth with you. What kind of business do you want to start? I need to know your mindset. Like before I start coaching people, I need to know their mindset. Right? Okay, so I want to know your mindset. I want to know what type of business. I want to know, have you thought about your clients, your demographics, how you want to sell, what's your product? Have you done the research? I mean, we go over all of that stuff. Because a lot of people will come and like, I don't want to take your money if you, okay, we got to do the research. We got to review. We have to assess. I have to know, what's your goal? How much do you want to make? That's a coach. There are things that you don't even think about. Okay, another question?
I think first of all, it's great for the company session.
Oh, thank you. Make sure you tell WEF.
I realize you're very great at self-marketing. You're good at selling yourself. You have a great personal brand. And for me personally, I think I struggle with self-marketing. I'm good at a lot of things. But when someone asks, what do you do? I think I struggle with sharing that and being able to stand out or be memorable after I leave a room. So I just wanted to know, what would be your tip on marketing yourself as an entrepreneur?
Right. So everyone in here needs to have an elevator pitch, meaning you need to know what you do. You need to know what you do. So if you don't, there's a problem. Right? You need to know what you do. I mean, I'm just making this up. I'm a designer that does, unique jewelry designs made out of uranium. I'm just, something, whatever. Yeah, I'm a jewelry designer that has unique designs made out of uranium that come from South Carolina. Whatever, right? So you need to know what you do. Don't go and meet people and just babble. Oh, well, I did work at IBM and, they fired me. So then now, I'm at Coca-Cola and I'm in the diversity issue, but, Coca-Cola's okay. And then, but I'm trying to start my coaching business like, huh? What do you do? No one wants to hear that whole, people just babble. No, what do you do? So you need an elevator pitch. And you need to talk to me, right? But you need an elevator pitch. You do not talk to anyone without being clear. Everyone is a brand. Everyone in this room is a brand. We are now in the business of branding ourselves. No one's hiding behind a Coca-Cola anymore. You're a brand for yourself. So whatever you do, you need to know what you do. You need to have your niche and you need to do it well and pitch it well. Don't go to a networking meeting all over the place. oh yeah, you know, and then I got fired, but I had 20 years as an accountant. I am a CPA though, you know, and I do know numbers, so I work with no. Okay, last question. You raised your hand or something.
Okay. So I wanted to ask.
Stand up, step into your greatness.
So, yes, about branding. It's so much pressure. You're talking about being online and being on social media. It's so much pressure. How do you handle that pressure? I don't know. I'm on social media. I mean, I'm trying to make a brand. How do you handle that kind of pressure?
Sorry. What? Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry. So, how do you handle this? Okay.
Yeah, you're constantly being judged. Everybody's constantly making opinions of you. How do you handle that in a society where we're all judged?
Good point. Let me tell you, people are going to talk about you no matter what. Okay? I don't care if you're doing well in this world, they're talking about you. If you're doing bad, they're talking about you.
Just one addition, and thank God they talk about you.
Yes, they're talking about you. So no matter what, they're talking about you. Oprah Winfrey, I always say Oprah Winfrey because she's my mentor. You need to have a mentor. She's my mentor who came from Tennessee, been raped, sent away to her grandmother, educated, everything, made $1 billion out of her life from her story. So she's my mentor. And you know what Oprah always says? If they're not talking about you, you're not doing something.
Yeah, true.
So let me tell you, when someone always says to me, Bershan, girl, you're doing too much. I said, well, you know what? You're doing too little. You're not doing enough. I love what I do. You can't worry about judgments. I'm on TV and they were, oh, you think you're this, you think, I don't care. Yes, I do. As a matter of fact, I do think I'm all that. Yeah, I am. See, women get it wrong. You think because someone is confident that that's snooty. No, that's confidence. I'll leave you with this. Okay, stop. Then I have to stop. Let me leave you with this. A woman who has her SH1 together, SH1T together, a woman who's walking in her purpose, in her journey, in her pathway, is amazing. That's confidence. Arrogance is insecurity. Confidence is sexy. Okay? All right. Thank you. You guys have my card if you want to get...
Do we go photographs?
Oh, yeah, let's go photograph.
Let me get the photographs.
Picture of the whole group. Let's get a picture of the whole group. Come on. And we're going to raise our hand because we are warriors. Come on. We are warriors. I want you ladies, you better not leave this room not stepping into your actions. Seriously. Then it was a waste of time. Right, it was a waste of an hour.
Absolutely.
So Talitha, take it. Then I want you in it.
Be back.
No, I'm not dressed.
Oh, okay. Are you sure? I want you in it. Just take it real quick and then just
I'll get behind you.
Be back.
Alright, you guys gotta do better than this. Bring it in. Or get, let's see.
Can you go to like
what, back or to the side?
With the same view for him. Thank you, guys.
Okay. Now raise your hand. Come on, raise your hand. We are women warriors.
Okay, look at.
Everybody raise your hand. Come on in the red dress. There you go. You got it. You got it.
She's.
Oh wait. Hold it. Don't move. Okay, I gotta get a photo, not a video.
Once again.
Up. Come on. We work out. Come on.
We are warriors.
3 and 2. All right. Got a bunch of them there. Wonderful.
Thank you, ladies.
Red. I want to take it.
Oh yeah, no, get her in. So
can somebody take this for me? Can you take this for me? You just hit that right there. Oh, he's like, I got this. Oh, you gotta tell me how to take a picture.
Lilia. Okay.
Raise your hand. Come on. We are warriors.
Wait. Last.
Everyone has my information. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Yes. You didn't get my card? Oh yeah, where's the paper that they passed around for emails? Do we have it?
Oh, we didn't see it.
Does anybody have the email?
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Did you email? No. Oh, here you go. Oh, thank you. Oh, let me see here.